My friends, hello and welcome to GoldenEye SpeedLore, the series where, through the lens of the world record progression, we learn about one stage in the video game GoldenEye 007, the players who quested for records on that stage, and the trials they were faced with on their travels through speedrun history. And tonight, we are at episode 30. It's truly and utterly remarkable. Tonight we're following up last month's episode, Depot Secret Agent, with its partner episode, Depot 00 Agent. A slightly more complex level with a curious history of its own. This episode features, if you had to, for one reason or another, choose one single button press that changed the course of GoldenEye speedrunning more than any other single button press, I think it would take place on this level. So with that, let's take a look at Depot 00 Agent. And the first run we'll look at today, well, even before that we'll get to this lovely set of objectives on Depot 00 Agent. Objective A, destroy illegal arms cache. Objective B, destroy computer network. Objective C, obtain safe key. Objective D, recover helicopter blueprints. And E, locate Trevelyan's train. So objective A, destroy illegal arms cache. We call it an ammo dump for some reason because there's a bunch of boxes you have to destroy, and they look like ammo boxes when you pick up in multiplayer. Computer network is 2 mainframes and a big screen, and the rest of the objectives make sense pretty easily. So, yeah, this screenshot is from an old Adam V Madman Fletcher run, but it was 3 minutes 42 seconds. Even that was like too slow for a demonstration run. So we're gonna watch his 1:53 demonstration run. Let's take a look. Well, cache in French, it's caché means hidden, so that's why I'm okay. Anyways, he picks up a body armor here, and he goes to send that guard to his earthly ground. And he went to check a setting. I don't know exactly why, but this is one of Madman Fletcher's very first runs ever in the game. So let's take a look at what happens. Opens the big roller door, takes out that guard, another guard. He's waiting for this guard. Great knowledge of the game he's already learned. He's going to shoot out the screen here. Okay, there's I think 6 guards in this room. There's 1 mainframe down. He's going to shoot out the drone gun. One of the cool things with Depot is that there are so many body armors. So it's very easy to survive. There's so many armors you can pick up. Almost every warehouse will have armor. So he opens this warehouse. It's actually the wrong warehouse. It's not the ammo dump. Madman Fletcher was trying to get to the ammo dump and went to the wrong warehouse. Now he's in there. He's going to shoot out. He's going to shoot out everything. All these brown ammo boxes have to be destroyed. And there's Objective A completed. Great stuff. And now he's on his way. Now he's got spawning guards with the 2 D5K weapons. This level does become extreme chaos the slower you are. Grabs the safe contents, Objective D. He picked up the key in the same room with the mainframes. Opens the train door, and he's in there. And yeah, I was actually wondering, I was actually working on a different video and that features Depot, and I was like, man, what do you call the buildings? Are they hangars or warehouses? And I'm pretty sure they kind of are more warehouses. A hangar kind of implies it has an aircraft in it. So anyways, there's huts. We would call them, in GoldenEye, they are huts. That's true. the GoldenEye vernaculars to call them huts. So there's 153. That is not the world record. But hey, a great little time from Madman Fletcher early on in his career. He's since improved this greatly. He's become a top 20 player, so he's a very skilled. And I always say we're very appreciative he recorded his early runs. Every run he ever had, he recorded. And very useful for these sorts of scenarios, showing people how a basic player would play the level. Here are the early world records on the stage. We see a 103 claimed by Stephen Joris, and then we see a whole bunch of madness from Wouter, 58, 57, 56, 55, lowering his own untied all the time. Very impressive. And then in April 2001, we get Randy Buikima with 54, Wouter and Carl would tie. Of those three, only Wouter has a video. Let's watch Wouter's Depot 00 54. So he starts out, strafes towards the gate, very nice. Opens the warehouse door, the roller door, shoots the guard, shoots the screen, takes some damage from the drone gun, down to 3 bars, shoots the mainframes, and again, he has to simply hope that the guards will finish off the mainframes. They take 5 shots each to destroy. He shot each one maybe 2 or 3 times. He shoots the ammo dump. He shoots 1 box on the ammo dump, and now he's going to strafe away. He goes for the train shot, opens the door. Objective E completed. That's a train door. He lured the guards. He's picked up the safe. There's objective A completed. The ammo dump finished blowing up. He's in there. And this is a time of, well, it's 54 seconds, so that much is known. And we'll take a look at the end screen. Beautiful. You can see that's 54. Now the ammo dump, you might be wondering what exactly is going on in the ammo dump while he's shot 1 box and is strafing away. And fear not, because we will get to that in a few minutes. So that'll be cool stuff. This record, 54 in early 01, those records never lasted that long, generally speaking. So by summer 2001, Greg Lavery would improve it. Let's watch Lavery's run. He was good on Depot. Opens the gate. Right strafe to left strafe. Unnecessary strafe change, but 20 years ago you wouldn't have known any better. And so yes, now he's going in on the left side. A new and faster technique for the mainframe room. He shot 4 bullets into each mainframe, it looked like. That was, you could see that was a much faster mainframe room. But of course a little bit reliant on getting the guards to destroy the mainframes. Shoots the 1 box. Beautiful. Takes a bunch of shots at the train. Lures the train open. And the effect of shooting into the train and getting the guards to open the roller door is, you don't have to wait for a roller door to open. It saves about 3 seconds. And Lavery got a 53. Very nice. Let's watch Wouter's 53. He would tie in October 01. Lavery, I'm not sure if it was 1.1 or 1.2, but Wouter was definitely 1.1 at the time. So Wouter's not even going to eliminate the guard on the left. He's just going to go right in with the PP7, grab the key. Man, this looks like it could be 52 pace, honestly. Maybe even 51. This was insane. That was an insane run. The ammo box takes 5 shots to blow up. Shoots over. Opens the blueprints. Very nice. I'm surprised that was only 53. It looked way better than 53. It looked like a great run. And throughout 2001 into mid-2002, Tim Grenby, Randy Buikema, and Carl Jobst would all tie the 53, a five-way tie. Back then, it was getting a lot, so it would get cleaned up. If we take a look at the records in October 2002, we see now Randy Buikema and Wouter Jansen at 52, and unbelievably, there's no video for either of those. Not a huge deal. I mean, that 53 really looked like a 52. And I expect, well, we'll see what's the next run might look even better. And maybe it won't. I mean, I'm actually really curious. But Randy and Wouter had the time. And I mean, Wouter's proven to be a very dominant runner on this stage. You know, he had the 4 early untieds. Had every record since. Yeah, that's a great point, T-positive. That PO there, Peter Osterland. You know, I actually incorrectly credited the train shot discovery in the Secret Agent episode to him. He did discover a train shot, but not this one. Let's see, that one from that side of the train. Actually, Lavery's is even a better representation using the multiple D5Ks. There's actually video footage of Sterling Neblett doing this in 1999. So that type of train shot Sterling had been doing since 1999. You get the objective E completed, which means that the guards open the roller door here, and that saves about 3 seconds. Osterland came up with a different train shot that was used for that Agent 26, so that's exactly right. I crossed my lines on the Secret Agent episode on Agent, though I had it right, so there we go. But yeah, 2001, 2002, we're really getting into Wouter's prime. We're really getting into Wouter being a very good GoldenEye speedrunner, a legend. And so in November 3rd, 2002, Wouter Jansen went out and got this speedrun. Let's see how much better this is than his 53. Because this one is actually quite nice. One hit, gets the key. The mainframe room looked less good, I'll be honest. At least from the passing eye, the eye test. His shots there looked a bit faster. Sometimes lag can affect those shots. Nice shot. Objective E completed. Blueprints D. Into... Oh, did you see that Objective A complete at the very end? 51. That is a beautiful time. And we're going to see just how beautiful that time is over these next few minutes. Yeah, so you can see right as he's entering the train, Objective A completes. That is the ammo dump. So I think right now we're gonna study that a little bit more. Yeah, we are. So, what exactly is happening in the ammo dump on your way to getting a world record or a good speedrun on Depot? Like, of course, you could do what the Madman Fletcher did and just shoot out all the boxes, one by one and stay around until Objective A completes. But obviously, this isn't the fastest way to do it. Shooting out the one box and it finishing just as you enter the train is much faster. So I actually compiled this earlier tonight, explaining all of the ammo dump situations. So let's take a look. Here's what happens most runs. You shoot 5 bullets into that box, and a chain reaction begins to go off, sort of snaking through the ammo dump, box by box. until the very end when the last boxes blow up and Objective A completes. Now, you have to be very careful, because if you shoot the side face of the box, it's a three-dimensional rectangular box. So if my last shot is on the side of the box, this is what usually happens. Not always, but you run the risk of this happening. For some reason, if you shoot different parts of the box, it often affects how the chain reaction goes off. If you notice on the first one, I kind of shot the front face of the box. It's all like the very point towards you, and it completes. On this one, I shoot the first forward to the face, but then to show, I hit the side, and the chain reaction goes off, and it doesn't complete. Pretty crazy. Now in this next one, I'm gonna shoot the top of the box. The fifth one is going to go into the top, and watch what happens again. Even fewer boxes blew up. Isn't that crazy? Now, it's an ammo dump. There's a lot of artillery in there. There's a few rockets, in fact, ammo for the rocket launcher. You can shoot the rocket. And it's been theorized that this might be a faster strategy. But this is what often happens. Only a few things blow up, and the chain doesn't go off as well. It just stops completely. So you could bust in there, instead of shooting 5 times into the boxes, you could shoot 1 rocket. But it just doesn't seem like it ever works the whole way through. So Clemens talks about how the lag later in the level affects things. Certainly believable. And we still have a few more. We're less than halfway through this video of explaining all the different things going on. So let's shoot the box and the rocket and see if we can get anything going on here. It's hard to hit the rockets as well, by the way. There we go. So the rockets and the box, you'd think this should work. You'd think this should work, but no, there's so much lag. The explosion peters out immediately. Isn't that crazy? The explosion just stops. Unbelievable. It is fun to experiment with these things and kind of really figure out exactly what is possible to complete Objective A. Now, this is one called nade throw. Let's just entertain the idea of nade throws for a while. I did a stream studying this many years ago. So you can chuck a nade through the building. And let's see what happens. And the nade, that was a really good nade throw. I missed 3 boxes. You'd think with so much exploding in there that you would get a completion, but doesn't seem to be the case. Let's try another nade throw. A lot blew up there, but it didn't complete Objective A, sadly. And that would look even less. It sounded like a lot blew up, but no. So I'm going to go in, and the thing is, if you wanted to complete a grenade, you would have to throw it in a it would have to land in an incredibly precise spot. So it may not be possible to begin with. But in that spot, it'll complete. Everything blows up. The thing is, I'll just debunk this now. Oh, this was a good one, I guess. I mean, the first one was really good. The first one was amazing. But I suppose this one's good, too. Oh my god, this one... Oh my god, this one's insane! Look how much is blowing up here. Oh man, that almost worked out. It just needed 2 shots of damage. So, alright, so the issue with the grenades is that you don't get them on depot. There's very complex ways that the game decides which guards can spawn at any given time. And in many levels, only spawning guards can pull grenades. And on depot, the guards don't spawn until about 40 plus seconds in. And you pass the ammo dump at like 25-30 seconds. So if you got a grenade, it's not early enough where you can use it on the ammo dump and save time. And that's the tragedy of nade strategies on Depot 00. Because it would be insanely cool if that worked. But yeah, so check this out. This will go on what you guys are really discussing here. Here are 5 shots into the front face of the box. This should complete. I go back to check on it. And let's see what happens. The last 5 boxes just don't complete. And what this implies is, like, it does depend heavily on where you're looking, where you are in the level, how much lag there is. All of these are like factors going on, combined, influencing whether or not the next box is going to blow up. And even if I didn't come back in this room, it's possible that it wouldn't have completed anyways. That does happen. So the ammo dump is a luck-based objective. It's not RNG. It's not deciding, oh, let's spin a wheel, and if 1% of the time it completes. That's not what it is. It's not RNG. It's luck. Because it depends on so many different factors that you can't directly control. You can't control... You have to look a certain way, you have to shoot a certain way, you have to move a certain way, and you're trying to go as fast as you can, so you just have to hope that everything adds up and works together in such a way that Objective A completes. That's why it's luck-based. That's why it's luck-based. Because it's like, you're going to shoot the boxes and go as fast as you can to the end. And it can sometimes complete, but you're not going to slow down to influence looking a certain way or creating lag or so on. So, yeah. There you go. It's a very luck-based objective, and if you remember from the Secret Agent episode, so are the mainframes, which makes Depot a very luck-based level. But as I say lately, a level with a lot of luck rewards consistency. Because it's the player who most consistently can give themselves a shot at the world record who's most likely to eventually get the luck. So there we go. And then Rakiath in chat sent me this video. It's a rocket shot that actually completes. So there's the rocket shot. And, so this is at least a theoretical idea that could work. Objective A completed right there. So yeah, the rocket shot has potential, but I will tell you it has never been pulled off in a record run to this date. So keep that in mind as we watch throughout the night. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of great theories and all this stuff. But there's just so much going on that might or might not affect why Objective A completes on this level. You know, the box is taking fire damage. If it takes 5 bullets worth of damage from the fire, it'll blow up. If it takes 4 or less, it won't. And so what's the difference? It's so hard to know. And those examples I showed you of shooting the box on different spots, I think sometimes you shoot it on the side or the top, it could still complete, it just makes it less likely. And shooting it from on the front face makes it more likely. So let's keep that all in mind as we move to the next run and beyond. And the next run is an interesting one. Wouter Jansen got 51 seconds in November 2002. A very good time. This time would remain untied for a year, 2 years, 2.5 years. And it would become the game's longest standing untied at the time. It was the untied world record, which had stood longer than any other, which is a very impressive thing. And only a certified madman would say, you know what, my record has stood longer than anyone else's in the history of the game. I'm going to lower it myself. You would think you would just let your world record rack up days as the longest standing untied record. But no, that's not exactly what a madman like Wouter Jansen did. Depot 51 had stood for 955 days. No untied in the game's history had stood that long. But Wouter went out there and decided, I'm going to go for 50. And on May 15th, 2005, Wouter Jansen got a speedrun so remarkable, it's dedicated to our brand new SpeedLore champion, Riley P. Thank you, Riley, for becoming a SpeedLore champion and supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Enjoy this truly and utterly remarkable, historic, one of the most historic speedruns in GoldenEye history. Boost to the key. 1 or 2 shots in each mainframe, not that many. It did look like he was in the side of the box, the top side of the box. Train shot. E completes. Up the stairs. Blueprints. Down the stairs. A completed in the fade out. Depot, Double O Agent, 50 seconds. A truly remarkable untied world record by Wouter Jansen. These records by Wouter were interesting because 2005 is the last year when he would achieve any untied world record. He set 5 in the game. Depot Secret Agent was one of them. Depot 0050 was another one. And at this point, he had just started using the NTSC console and control style 1.2 instead of his usual 1.1. 1.2 uses the C buttons to move, so it loses less time on turns than 1.1, which uses the stick. So Wouter was just using the more optimal methods of the game. PAL, while the timers are very similar, PAL is generally more laggy and loses some frames to lag. And on Depot is one of the levels where there is some real time loss, in that it takes a little bit longer for the roller doors to go up. And I wish I timed it now, thinking of it for the episode, but it would be like, you know, the PAL runs at 50 frames per second, NPC runs at 60 frames, so it'd be like that that conversion rate 1.2 times slower, 20% slower type of thing, is the PAL roller doors going up. So yeah, Irie thinks it's 0.3, 0.2 every door. And so there's 2 roller doors that you would encounter on that 51 by Wouter, the one into the mainframe room and the one to the ammo dump room. So Wouter would have saved that time from better version. And so 51 on PAL, I mean, think about that, right? 51 on PAL lasted 2.5 years untied. And he was playing on the inferior version. Crazy. Crazy hard. And it was still the longest standing untied in history. This is just simply an amazing run by Wouter Jansen. And this 50 was now a 2-second untied. Well, the thing with avoiding the drone back, it's luck. He kept the guard on the left alive. And so the guard just happened to boost him forward. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Gets a boost. It's just luck. It happens. You get a boost to the key. And it's not something you can really prepare for. It just happens. Great, great speedrun. One of the most legendary runs in the game, I would say. The next run isn't quite as legendary, we'll say. But it's a very curious run to itself. Bix, also known as Brandon Sanford, was, a top 10 player. He had a small handful of world records in his career. You could count them on 2 hands. So he wasn't out there getting, 50s or 51s. But, look, the train shot on Depot Double Agent is very difficult because you're having to turn and shoot in a small window with all the leg of the ammo boxes blowing up. And sometimes you can turn to shoot for the train shot, and the frame that you're trying to shoot into the train won't exist. And so there's just nothing you can do. You just miss the train shot. Brandon found a way around this. On 53 pace runs, which, again, remember, Wouter has a 2-second untied. 52 is worth 97 points. So 53 is still worth 90 plus points. On 53-second pace runs, if you look up and watch some cutscene early on, you can get a spawning guard to open the roller door. And so you don't even have to attempt the train shot, and thus you cannot fail the train shot. And he uses that 53, which is a 90-plus pointer. And this is how a guy like Brandon Sanford got into the top 10. He wasn't getting all these amazing world records, but he would come up with these clever strategies that would work well enough to get a top 10 time on each level. And because of getting top 10 times on all these levels, he was able to make the top 10 on the points rankings. So yeah, very, very cool stuff from Brandon Sanford. A very nice speedrun there. A bit of kind of obscure GoldenEye history with that one. This was done in later 05. Wouter's Depot 50 remained untied. Through 2006, Wouter's Depot 50 remained untied. Into 2007, Wouter's Depot Double Agent 50 remained untied. To the point where it became the longest standing untied at the time in the game. The term longest standing untied, it's like there's sort of 2 things going on. One is like the chart of the top 10 longest standing untieds of all time. And one of them is like the active longest standing untied, or like the oldest untied. And so his 51 became the longest standing untied in the game's history. His 50 became the longest standing active untied. There have been a few instances in the game where someone improved the current longest standing untied, their own, with Wouter doing it on Silo 00 and Ace on Train 00. But this instance on Depot is the only time in history where someone had a longest standing untied, improved it themselves, and that time also went on to become the game's active longest standing untied. So it's incredibly impressive what Wouter did on Depot Double Agent. All in all, he had the untied from November 3rd, 2002 to March 13th, 2007. Nearly 4.5 straight years. And nowadays, we know that other records have stood longer untied than 4.5 years. But back then, that was massive. You know what? I don't know if there's data for how long it was until someone got 51, because it was before the time of record keeping, really. Here on the rankings, it says Boss got 51 in October 06. So it might have been a 2-second untied from May 05 to October 06, a year and a half. That's still incredibly impressive. Yeah, pretty insane stuff. We can see now, this post was made in April 2018. These are the top 10 unbroken untied reigns of all time, and we can see Wouter's on there from 02 to 07 with these depot times. And you can see, like, look, the Mark's train agent times are up there for way longer, but none of those became the longest standing untied of all. He never re-improved the longest standing untied of all time, and that takes some gusto to do that, we'll say. Yeah, Mark's Train 57 would become that, but he never improved his own Train 57 when it was in that situation. So yeah, what a remarkable moment in time from Wouter Jansen. And on March 1307, I mean, you can see at this point in the game, all the new players have come along. Mouser Scribes tie in great records. I'm there, untied, sweeping Silo. Ilu's there on Jungle and Aztec. Ace is there on Train. Clemens is starting to show up. And yet Wouter's 50 on Depot Double Agent remains untied. Magical run, magical time. But yes, Boss would tie it on March 14, 2007, Pi Day, as some call it. Let's take a look at Boss's beautiful Depot 50. I think at this point, Boss was sort of realizing that other players were coming along, and he wasn't going to be the champion forever. And so before he sailed off into the sunset, he wanted to get the record at least once on every single stage. So you could see he shot the top of the box there, and yet this is still complete. So it can complete shooting the top of the box. It just is less likely. This was like one of the last records Boss needed to have held a record on every stage at least once. I know he finished it by getting an Aztec 00 record. The slow roll, he must have been really happy to see that come up, because yeah, Wouter had reigned there supreme for many, many years. And that's almost that. I wonder if that was the last time on the rankings ever that was tied by only Wouter and Boss. It probably was. It probably was. Yeah, Boss would get Aztec 00 in January 08, and this was like March 07. So he was throughout that time, he was slowly collecting the world records he had never held before on any stage. That must have been the last time there was you see BBWJ or WJBB defining letters of an era on the rankings. This must have been the last time that those two letters would appear together. If we go, 2 days ahead, we'll see it once more. Did it say a scammer was trying to trick me? Pretty secure. Secure forums. And Depot 43 had it the same. Wow. Who would have known? Unbelievable. But others would join the party. Of course, who else would join the party but Dave Clemens? In later 2007, November 07, let's take a look at this run of Dave Clemens. Five shots into the screen, a back boost grabs the safe key, really nice shots into the mainframes. Shoots into the train. Objective E completes. A very nice run by Dave Clemens. Take a look at this. It's pretty insane. So if we look at the post that Joris made, we can see that Wouter's time, Wouter had it untied for those 1,592 days between November 02 and March 07, and he had it untied June 99 to April 01. A total of 2,265 days, which is the most. That's Wouter's top run on any, Wouter's top reign on any stage. This is an interesting page here. It's called the Combined Duration Untied. It's who has had the untied record on a level for the longest time. And so you can see Wouter's time on Depot 00, 2265. It stacks up with like some of the all-time reigns on levels. This Clemens on Surface 2 is the longest, 3,700. But, like, you don't see too many over 2,000. Here's Mark on Dam. Clemens on Bunker 1. Bunker 2. Surface 2. Boss on Statue. It's pretty rare to get 2,000 days of untieds on a single stage. But Wouter did on Depot 00, so... Like, this is a page that really gives a good grasp of the all-time greats, I would say. It kind of transcends time. You see enough Wouter, you see Boss, you see Clemens, you see Ace, you see Mark Rutzer, you see Sterling. The only person you don't really see on here, you see Carl. The only person you don't really see is Ilu. Ilu's the only one you should see once or twice on here, but doesn't quite make it. So yeah, pretty crazy. But, I mean, look, with Clemens' 50, this kind of shows that there's a new group in town getting these world records. And Clemens wouldn't be the only one to jump in with Depot 00 50 seconds. He would be joined by none other than the perfect ace, Rayan Isran, who jumped in there in June 2008. We get a wobbly NTSC, a classic NTSC. These were usually NTSC runs captured on a PAL VCR. That's why they're like so wobbly and flickery. Ace would have been 13 when he got this, so not super... He had been playing Perfect Arc and GoldenEye for 3 years at this point. He was a grizzled veteran. There's objective B completed. Opens the roller door. This is the... It might have been black and white on his TV. That looked like a top box. Hard to say, but I think it was a top box. It was probably black and white on his TV, and then the recording has these rolling effects. Right strafe down the stairs. A back boost? Oh my god, that could have been 49. I mean, it might not have wasted the whole second, but like... it kind of indicates that maybe 49 was possible, you know? Pretty crazy. Okay, so that was done in June. Was it June? June 2008. I want to take a look at the records now from June 2010. Because this will be interesting. If we look at the records on in June 2010, we will notice that 50 is still the record on Depot 00. So for 2 years, no one else tied Depot 00. Pretty insane, eh? March 07, we're at 1:15:12 on the total time. Just over 3 years later, 1:15:25. So all of these, like 2 minutes of times, has been squeezed out of the game, and yet Depot 50 still stands as the record. 2 full years of no one else tying it. I mean, that's pretty crazy. All these other amazing records were set. It shows you how good Depot 0050 was. I mean, honestly, it's like Wouter's defining record. But records are meant to be broken. And in this case, I'm sure you all know by now, a new strategy was discovered. Using the control style 2.2, you know, we knew we could start the level at full speed. This save points are on every stage. We knew the 2.4 trick from, in Secret Agent. I showed the video from 2006. I showed this crazy one. The Mouser and Alex Anderson one. This was known for ages, where you could shoot at the screen, and then the roller doors open. This saves 3 seconds. You have to play with control style 2.4, which can be annoying and something we're not very used to. But yeah, it is what it is, and basically, learning that you could save 0.3 on every stage was the final straw into allowing the use of control style 2.4. And so, with control style 2.4, we decided, you know what, we have to start letting people play 2.4 on Depot and save the 3 seconds at the start. And so this is Clemens in July 2010 doing it. And you're going to see just how difficult it is to maneuver the two control styles when you are learning how to do so. So he's all left strafe, easy for now. Left strafe, left strafe, left strafe. Right strafe, not bad, not bad. Okay, left strafe, left strafe. Let's see how it goes. Good run so far. He's wheeling around left strafe. He's strafing against the crates there to be able to like get kind of a solid footing to make the ammo dump shots. Beautiful train shot, left strafe, right strafe of the start, not bad yet. And now it starts to get all wonky. Messes up the stairs, messes up the door, gets stuck on the guards. Yeah. 53 seconds. You know, when you're not used to using two controllers at once, you guys can hear him say it, yeah. It's easy to mess up and get stuck. He's titled this video, probably the best Depot 0053 in the world. I mean, that was quite a bad stock. It certainly shows like he's on potential. And, well, the following day, July 5th, 2010, he would get a speedrun so remarkable it can only be dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Robert G. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Enjoy this remarkable speedrun from Dave N. Clemens. Dude, what an insane speedrun. Yeah, that was a toe tapper, a banger, a good groove. That was great, man. What a legendary run. And you can see, like, hold on. Look on the right here, Double O Asian Speedrun Part 2. Because back when this was uploaded 8 years ago, you couldn't upload more than 15 minutes at the time. It's insane. You can see in the ammo dump, he's improved his strafing generally with 2.4 control style. At this time, there was no chimera. It was just your free handling 2 controllers. And so what you would do is you would basically always hold one stick at left or right. And there was no real in between. It was very hard to like manage, finesse it, slowly move up or back or anything like that. So he would strafe to this room in left strafe, which was a good call, of course. Open the door, left strafe, and then switch to right. And he'd have to hold right against the silver crate and shoot 5 times and blow up. And then he switches to left and goes all the way, kind of takes a whipper, the whippoorwill out of the room. Hits the train shot. He misses the door press there, so that kind of shows again the kind of fumbly handling of things. And over here, I guess he took a really wide turn. He didn't want to get stuck on the guard because he knew he was on a really good pace. The guard boosted him in. Objective A completed just before the end, which is always nice and comfy to see it flash up at the end. He's in there. Depot 0049. A new untied world record, and a very good one at that. Beautiful run by Dave N. Clemens. And, yeah, great run. This would remain untied throughout 2010 and 2011, so keep that in mind. We're going to get to an interesting run in 2011 by one Axel Z. I would usually say Zed, but Axel Z just sounds much better. Now, we could see that, look, on Clemens' run, the first part, you're all in left strafe. It's not that tricky. So you kind of just hold, you can use a rubber band or a cruise control, all left strafe. You got to go into right for a little bit to leave the room, and then you're left again. So this first half is not so bad. But once you get to the ammo dump, now it's much trickier, and you're starting to fumble around more with the 2 controllers, and especially into the hut, it's much more tricky. Axel Z thought of something very creative, and let's take a look at what Axel Z would come up with. Remember, at this time, Clemens now has 49 untied, and 50 probably is only Wouter, Boss, Ace, and who knows, probably not many others, maybe none others. So 51 would be a good time. If 2.x was never allowed, I mean, we'll talk more about this at the end, We think, a lot of people think 50 may still be the world record today, if 2.x was not allowed. So Axel stays in left strafe the whole time. No switching strafes, using a cruise control or a rubber band to stay in left strafe. Opens his door, pauses to switch to 1.2. And now he can play more normally, more easily. The roller door probably takes 3 seconds to open, and a pause loses about 5 seconds. So he probably lost 2 seconds there. But you think about it. Oh my god, a guard spawned. The guard with 2 D5K was a spawning guard. But like, you think about it, and he gained 3 seconds from using 2.4 at the start. He lost 2 by pausing at the roller door. So he gained a second. And he got a nice PB of Depot 0051. And what's interesting is that Axel Z was a similar player to Brandon Sanford from now 5 years ago. And he was another guy. He probably got only a handful of world records, few enough to count on 2 hands, but he made the top 10. And he was able to do that by using these clever strategies that would get him a top 10 time on each level. You know, there's something to be said about playing within yourself. If you're a 50th ranked player going for an insane untied, or a record that's above your skill level, you might be struggling forever. But Axel Z and Brandon Sanford played within themselves, and that's why they were able to have some good success in the game, and a very cool, clever strategy there. Who could dislike that? He says, expected 52 on this. This was the PR that got me into the top 10. Top 9 back then, you know, worth 93 points when achieved. So yeah, Clem had 49, and then Boss, Ace, and Wouter, and I guess one more person would have had 50, right? No, that was it. This was a tied for 5th place, 93. Tied for 5th place. He says, I used 2.4 and 2.1 since I can't do the strafe change. He thinks you get 50 with it. That's pretty cool and pretty wholesome and pretty clever. Okay, so that entire time, Clemens' 49 is still untied. Great run. Who would we think might be the one to match the 49? Strange technique using 2 controllers. Wasn't Wouter. A lot of people struggled with it. Mark wasn't good with 2.4. Ace was kind of inactive around then. Yes, it was none other than David Monteith. And if you remember the Secret Agent episode, Monteith sadly would get banned for posting a emulated Depot 25 in the rankings. In that episode, I kind of reflected that we were a little bit heavy-handed on him, I would say. But Monteith was a very, very good 2.4 control style user. Look at that, boosting through the mainframe. That is genius for 2012. Gets in there, stops solid, uses the R-aimer. Looked a bit of a top shot. Shoots into the train. Objective E completed. Opens the blueprints. Objective A completed in. Depot 0049 by David Monteith. It would have been pretty rare for a non-big player to match one of Clemens' untieds, but that's what it was. Great stuff by Monteith there. You know, what's funny is if you look at the records, I'm going to try to scroll down a little bit. There's no video of this record, but the next person to get 49 was Boss a month later. Yeah, no video, but Boss said it was a pretty bad run. It's funny because there was always a joke of Boss going for a time if a player he thought was not as skilled as him got it. And to me, this is clearly that. Boss was like, Monteith got 49. Oh, I'm going to go for 49 now. And he didn't. He got 49. And in fact, Boss would continue playing. And Boss would get this speed run in July 2012. Four and one in the mainframes. Pretty nice. That was kind of right at the top. Where the top meets the front face was that ammo dump shot. Objective E completed. Grabs the safe. And at this time, Boss got a couple untieds with the 2.x control styles. Runway Secret Agent 22, he did as well. There was some debate about should... It was sort of like, should you be allowed to... Should you have to use two controllers that are both original N64 controllers? Or could the second controller be something else? And there was this whole discussion about using a super pad. I'll get a super pad image down. Because the super pad stick was easier to hold in full up right or full up left. And the benefit of that was that it was easier to maintain full speed with 2.x. So Boss used a super pad for this 48 and his runway Secret Agent 22. I mean, I definitely know he did for runway 22. I just want to confirm, triply confirm that he used on 48 here. Yeah, super pad. So that's a manta ray. This sort of argument was that it would be impossible for someone to determine if you were using a super pad or not through the video that was acceptable proof at the time. So it was deemed that it had to be allowed. And that's that. And so Boss was able to use a super pad as the second controller to get that world record and at least runway Secret Agent 22 as well, which is a pretty insane record that may last forever, honestly. Yeah, those were the two untieds that Boss got with super pad in 2012. So hey, the control style, the super pad rejuvenated him a little bit. He came back and got some records. Yep, 2.4 plus super pad. Time was untied when set. Beautiful. Well, here's someone who doesn't like the super pad or control style 2.4. It's Mark Rutsu. Let's see what Mark Rutsu is up to.
That's a shame.
It's just nice to hear Mark Rutsu's voice. Back then, it was so comfy. Him and I were the only two guys streaming with, Mike and... Mike, even. And, I mean, these are comfy, simpler times. Mark Rutsu's long. Some birds aren't meant to be caged, we'll say. And Mark Rutsu's long ago spread his wings and flown off, but this is a memory of a nice time.
Come on. Yeah. Boost.
Going for the Axel Z pause strategy. Those look like top shots, honestly. But now he's in 1.2, his natural playing state.
What? What is he doing there? My God!
I don't know why the video cuts out immediately, but you can only imagine his celebration. That was a new PB for him. I believe to this date, 51 is still his PB, and I'm pretty sure it's his worst PB in the game. Yeah, yeah. We'll take a look in a second. This shows though the potential of the pause strat. He was never able to complete this time, but he's a good player. Like, Mark is obviously a very, very one of the game's greats of all time. So that's a bit of a riskier strat, a little bit kind of less likely to complete the mainframe strat there. Switches to 1.2. Those were top shots again. I'm surprised. Oh, I mean, it actually makes... Oh, he missed the safe! He missed pressing B at the safe in his natural 1.2 control style. He must have been enraged. He must have been absolutely enraged. Dude, I would have broken my keyboard or something. He's oh, look, this meets SpeedLore bingo. He slow rolls us for over 30 seconds. I'm gonna skip ahead 10. Depot 0049 failed safe with the pause strat. And so the pause strat, we've determined, loses about 2 seconds. Because the roller door takes 3, but the pause takes 5. So this had 47 potential if he was able to play it out with 2.4 without switching control styles. 49. And yeah, I mean, look, he has 50 now. He has 50. Did he use the pause? I want to see if... Oh my god, he used the... Okay, we have to watch this now. He got a 50 with pause strat. This is a full year later now. This is October 2013. So we're getting a little bit out of sequence here, but it's worth watching. Just because it's so funny. He's slow rolling us in the pause again. Let me see the mainframe again. A boost in. Headshot. I mean, it's going to complete, like, his 49 fail. He did like a U, a horseshoe. That's when he went back behind the mainframes so the guards are going to shoot that area more. It makes sense, you know, it makes sense. Objective A completed. Depot Double Agent 50. A funny time. And to this date, 50 on Depot Double Agent is by far his worst PB. Worth 52 points right there. On the lower right of the screen. Depot 50. Everything else he has... Okay, Runway, Secret Agent 23's his second worst. But other than that, he has very few things even below 90 points still. I mean, the guy is still... His times still hold up. He was a pretty good player. That's for sure. But that Depot 50 is not his finest hour. Okay. Here's where the story starts to get weird. If the whole Bix look up, spawning guard, roller door, Axel Z pausing, Mark Rutsu, where'd the guard come from? If that stuff wasn't weird yet, things are about to get weird. Boss's 48 has been untied this entire time. You know, he got that 48 in July 2012. We zip into November 2012. And one Henning Blom has managed to tie 48. Henning Blom, 48 seconds on Depot Double O. Matches boss's time. He made a big deal, Henning did, about how he was using 2 regular controllers, unlike Boss using the super pad. So on his Depot Secret Agent 40, the comment on the rankings page was that, oh, it's now a fully legit record, because in that case, Monteith had got the untied using a super pad. And so Henning didn't view these runs using the super pad as fully legit. You had to use 2 regular controllers to get it fully legit. After he got this 48, he would pursue 47 to be an untied world record. And on November 17, 2012, he would get this speedrun. Notice here how the 48 is his best time on the end screen. That is very, very important to notice. Okay, so this was a failed run. He was just practicing the ammo dump, I guess. But you could see the 48 on the end screen. Why would you leave the 48 end screen there for so long in the video? We're going to find out. If there was, like I introduced this episode with, if there was one button press that changed the course of the GoldenEye speedrunning more than any other, it was one button press on this run. You know, I wouldn't say him saying, oh, it's a fully legit record with the 2 normal controllers was him accusing anyone. It was sort of more tongue-in-cheek. It was kind of more completionist, kind of, it wasn't super like he was actually accusing the super padders of cheating. Here we go. A bunch of boosts to the ammo dump. 5 shots into the ammo dump. Right strafe out of there. Things are blowing up. Shoots the train. Objective D completed. A completed. He's in the train. He pressed B on the end screen. He pressed B on the end screen. He has to go back into the level, pause out, and his best time now reads 47 seconds. There has been no other time in the recorded history of GoldenEye speedrunning, of the hundreds, if not thousands of untied world records set in the game. You know, it's several hundred untieds. You know, in the 500 or 600 range of untieds. Not once has someone pressed B on the end screen, except for Henning. Now, for the record, he was streaming this session. He was streaming. I believe this run to be fully legit. There's no easy way to fake this run. Like, what you're witnessing here is a 47 speedrun on Depot 00. Like, obviously we know now Henning was later busted for splicing multiple runs over multiple years and all this, you know. I don't think this run is fake. I was watching him stream for half an hour straight. A is on screen. And I saw every run. I saw 48 on the end screen on every run. And now all of a sudden 47 is on the end screen. The train shot looked like... The train shot kind of looked like it might have missed. But I mean, the train shot's fussy. I mean, that's not it. Objective A appears on screen there. He's in. There was no mic audio. No mic audio. And the thing is, like... Let me put it this way. The run you just saw, he would have had to have gotten that run. I don't know what... There's no cheat I can think of that would make it easier to get that run. He played out that run, and it was certainly 47 pace. And so I fully believe that he legitimately got this time. There was nothing... It's not like Frigate where an objective didn't complete at the end. If A completed in the fade, which I think we've seen happen once tonight, if not, we will see it happen again later. If A completed in the fade, I could buy that the run was spliced, but A didn't complete in the fade. You know, because if A completed in the fade, maybe it failed, maybe it was a 47 failed, and he spliced on the 47 end screen. Right? That's a possibility. But that's not what happened. So I fully and completely believe this run is legit. The thing is, because what happened was so bizarre, a lot of people thought it wasn't legit. A lot of people thought, like, that's so strange. How could this happen? Could it be spliced? And this time was achieved on the date November 17, 2012. It inspired enough discussion on the forums where after this run, after this B press, I would go into Clemens or Mark's chat, one of their chats, and I brought up that, oh, a couple months ago I noticed this weird thing on his Frigate runs. I probably wouldn't have brought that up had he not pressed B here. The discussion spread like wildfire. You know, I thought, oh, I'm just bringing up to Clemens and Mark, no big deal. But the next day, Henning would make the thread Frigate Cinema Problem, diving into whether or not his runs are real, and this is where it would all blow up from there. And the thing is, I knew, like, I had seen the Frigate's the strange frigate thing a while back, but I kind of wrote it off. But because Henning got this untied and pressed B on the end screen, it reignited this sort of like, what if there is something more going on here? If Henning pressed A, I probably wouldn't have brought up the frigate cinema problem that I had seen a couple months earlier. It would have come to light eventually, probably, but it wouldn't have come to light that November 18, 2012. And, I mean, you wonder, could it possibly have never gone to light? Could it possibly, like, that's what's so crazy, right? It's like, let's say he got away with it for 2 or 3 more years, the frigate times. Maybe he would have been at a point in his life where he would have said, you know what, guys? Yeah, they're spliced. I'm sorry. I've moved on from the game. I apologize. And we would have removed the fakes like we did with every other person in the past. And we would have installed stricter rules and he wouldn't have been banned. Like, it's very possible that as time went on, his attitude would have changed and he would have come clean sooner instead of dragging it out for 7-8 months. And he may still be ranked. And the way things happened with Henning getting banned all stems from this Depot 00 Agent 47 because he pressed B on the end screen. Truly and utterly stunning, remarkable, bizarre, and absolutely the most influential button press in GoldenEye history. Yeah, we'll never know how things would have differed if he just pressed A. All he had to do to get away with it was press A. I know, exactly, Quirky. That's it. Imagine if he pressed A. And that takes us to the end of part 1 of Depot 00 Agent SpeedLore. Yeah, no, I mean, I think the way the game developed with, like, all sorts of different content being made about the game, it would have been found out eventually, but, like, imagine if it was discovered in the Twitch era instead. Like, it was discovered in Twitch era. Imagine it was discovered in the once we started making videos. Like, imagine it was discovered in 2018, when I was in my full, like, idiot caught cheating video, right? Like, imagine that. Imagine I got to make a video about Henning, a top 3 GoldenEye player, like, as it happened. Like, dude, it would have made, like, Kotaku articles and Polygon and shit. Instead of, like, at the time, which is, like, a few forum threads and whatnot. Like, in that way, it's kind of glad for him, because it would have, like, blown up on the internet, like, more than it did if it happened later on. I mean, that's kind of the tragedy, in a way, of the internet nowadays. You know, back then, if you did something stupid, you might learn a lesson. You might get, you know, nowadays, if you do something stupid, you get, like, shamed forever, you know? So the internet's a much less forgiving place now, I would say. Well, my friends, we've just witnessed poor Henning and all that went down there. You wonder what would have happened if he didn't press B, but he did. And it took a few months, as I've told a number of times before, for him to be banned. At first it was kind of forgiven, and then we had this period of atonement or amnesty. Anyone could come clean with fake runs, and no one did, and then he had more fake runs exposed later. In the summer 2013, June or July, when he was finally removed. So with Henning's removal, 48 became the world record once again, and 47 was now up for grabs as an untied world record. Well, who would become the beneficiary of 47 seconds as an untied world record? Well, of course. Who do you expect? Perfect Ace. Of course it was Perfect Ace. in June 2013, Perfect Ace would come along and get this speedrun. And this shows Ace's adaptability. You know, Clem and Mark obviously struggled with 2.4 control style, but Ace just comes in here and he's going to learn it one way or another, and he does. Well, the thing, Kit Daru, is that perfect was like an overused prefix in a way, because it comes from perfect dark. You know, perfect, you'd make, you know, one guy's name was Perfectly Dark One, or, you know, Perfect Zero. Like, these were all sorts of, you know, perfect or dark people would use in their name. He could have just as easily been Dark Ace, which would have been pretty badass too. But Perfect Ace, it's a great name, of course. But it was pretty common for the time. And yes, there is Ace with his Depot 0047. Of course, Ace, you know, the guy who least needs more Untied World Records, would be the one credited with the Untied World Record. Yeah, that he, you know, definitely... Look, I don't think he was the first person to get the 47. I do believe Henning, but Henning's was removed, and thus Ace, historically, is credited with the Depot 0047 untied. Quote-unquote, untied. Let's see, the next 47... You know what, I gotta dig up a video. You know what? It was gonna be poor Jimmy Bauer, but his video's unavailable. I don't know why. Joris actually went through the post tonight and fixed any dead links, but I mean, looks like Jimmy Bauer's 47 is just gone forever. He was the second person to tie it. Jimmy Bauer was a top 10 player, very good player. I mean, it would be a very normal-looking 47, so we're not missing too much there. Don't sweat it, Joris. I mean, I'm sure it'll be nagging at you a little bit. You might dig it up, but don't sweat it. I mean, it's not... I bet it looks almost identical to this run by Boss, who would now become the third person to officially get 47. Wow, and like that, Joris has dug up Jimmy Bauer's. We'll watch the Jimmy Bauer 47 after Boss here. I mean, I wasn't even watching that Boss. The mainframe room looked nice. I just saw the tail end of it. So you could kind of see there the 5 bullets didn't come out immediately. One sort of lagged by a frame or two. That happens. That can throw you off. The lag is unpredictable on the stage. Objective E completes. Gets a bit hung up on the door. Look how laggy. So laggy. Lucky sidestepping guard. Depot 47 by Boss, very nice. Let's just throw in Jimmy Bauer's here. So Jimmy Bauer's 47 predated Bosses by actually almost half a year. Oh, I guess lost in all of this madness, Ace's 47 was untied for a year and a quarter. June 1st, 2013 to September 18, 2014. So over a year, Ace's 47 was untied. Jimmy Bauer tied it September 2014, and the Boss run was February 2015. So that's kind of funny. Ooh, very messy ammo dump. That was super messy. Obviously, the D5K fires faster than the PP7. Objective D completed. Early A, very nice fast A. There's Jimmy Bauer's beautiful run. Nice 47. I mean, you could see, like, The ammo dump is tricky. Yeah, nice headshot. It's not that uncommon. 1 bullet only. And then, like, 3 and 1. So there is a thing. We might see it more clearly coming up. But it looks like there's 4 bullets in there and 1 there on that side of the mainframe. Now, if the guards blow up this face of the mainframe, right? It's a rectangle. So there's 4 faces. 1, 2, and then 2 we can't see. If the guards blow it up with this face, and the mainframe beside it only needs 1 more bullet to finish it off, it will always blow up. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, later on I think you'll see one of my runs where I shoot 5 into this face and it blows up the other one. So I think that's what happened here. You got 4 bullets into the previous one, and then the guards blew up this one in that face, and B completes. So that's pretty useful to know. And then this is a bit messy. You're hoping to use the R-aimer to stabilize yourself, because generally speaking, you have left strafe cruise controlled or rubber banded, so the stick is always shifting to the left. So you're like pulling back on the stick and holding R to it's actually Z on the first controller. The R-aimer becomes Z with the 2.4 control style. And you're using the aimer to stabilize yourself. And yeah, Jimmy Bauer has the little cursor. That's his kind of signature. A few of us have kind of signatures on the end screen. His is just to be mad and scrambly. So, great stuff by Jimmy Bauer in September 2014. Slaying Aces Untied. The next person to get 47 was Wotus. Wotus was shooting up the rankings at this time. This is May 2015. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's exactly what I know. Good run.
Dude, that was a left side face.
Missed the train shot.
He thought he missed.
Oh my god, I might have gotten it.
A complete the last second.
I don't know, I got stuck at the very end of the train. It's gonna be close. That's right. I got it. I got it. I got 47. Woo! Oh, the guy! My God! I thought I missed the train shot. Oh, yes! That's awesome. I'm happy. Too bad about the missed train shot. Oh.
Yeah, Wotus is probably not using the cruise control. He goes like full. He does it all in the stick, full left, full right.
Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. Easy time. Oh, all right. I'm gonna make the post. I'm recording. Oh, I wasn't recording locally. Fine. Please don't.
That's a great way to end the video, I would say. Luckily, the stream quality was good enough to make proof call. So that's the video footage we have of the run. And actually, similarly, the next run, we'd see the same thing. It was another speedrunner who got 47 2 weeks later, and also was not locally recording. And so only the stream highlight remains. It was me. It was me. At this point in time, it was mid-2015. I was going for Depot Secret Agent, 39 untied, and sometimes it would get a bit much to keep playing. You want to take a break, and so I would take a break and go play Depot 00 Agent, because I didn't have 47. I had really bad... I had 53, 52 for a long time on the rankings, and so I figured, you know what? My skill on Depot is hot. Let's take a 20-minute break and play 00. And I did. And this happened. And you know what? I see Moxie still in the chat, so this run is so remarkable. In fact, it's dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Mr. Moxie, the ultimate supporter. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon, Mr. Moxie. Let's enjoy this speedrun. Two in.
Come on.
Okay. I was trying to self-boost off of that mainframe, but I didn't get enough shots in. But I got enough in. That was such a bad... Oh my god, that was a left face. That was such a... I had no idea what I was doing with the ammo dump. Objective E completed. Blueprints.
Come on, is it 47? Holy shit. Come on, please be 47, please.
Gotta get the chat on screen. I didn't know how to crop things easily back then. There's Swiss in there, Ilu, Spec, Pixels.
I'm really nervous, man.
Jono.
Come on. Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
F***ing cake, boys. F***ing cake. Woo! That wasn't even that great of a run. I particularly felt like the very end being slow. Like, the last few frames after A completed, and like me entering the train just felt really slow. But I don't give a shit. 4700 world record. Do I pass Jimbo back with it? I tied Jimbo back, so it, man. 7th place. Depot 00, a level I've never had the world record on. Pretty pumped, pretty pumped.
What a lovely, wholesome time that was, wasn't it? Depot 47, yeah, I mean, I got it pretty easily. I was playing really well on Secret Agent, going for 39. And so, like, generally speaking, the difference between Depot 00 and Secret Agent has always been 7 seconds, historically. Like, at this point, the record was 40 on Secret Agent and 47 on 00. And, like, when Wouter had 50, 00, the record was 43. So, going into the ammo dump takes 7 seconds, generally speaking. And, Yeah, so because I was going for 39, add 7, it's 46. You would expect me to pretty easily be able to paste 47 if I could figure out the ammo dump. Which is hard with 2.4 control style, but I managed, and we did it. And we did it. This was June 2015. And it's funny because it's like, it's 5 years ago. I see the chat in here is like, oh, I look much younger. You know, I was still 25 turning 26. And when I think of 2015, I don't think of me being like a baby at the time, but it's funny to see how you guys think of it. So there we go. Funny stuff. Like, well, certainly when I see myself at 18, I was like, wow, I look so young, but there, I can see it. I can see it. I was a little bit more rail-like, we'll say. A little bit more, I can tell. But yeah, there you go. Funny stuff. Yep. Okay, who got 47 next? Ah, let's see. Is this it? Yep. Probably to not the surprise of many was Sammy Rogers, who would get 47 next. Remember last episode, he was the one to tie my 39 secret agent. So he's a competent 2.4 Depot 00 Depot player. And so yeah, he would get 47. I'm sure it's just a very, I don't want to say like an average 47, because it's kind of silly to say, oh, this 00 Agent World Record is like pedestrian looking and not notable. 2 or 3 shots in, 2 or 3 shots out. I mean, that was a very solid mainframe room, very good chance of completion, and it did complete. Box boost, boosts his way out. Train shot, door, up the stairs, opens the safe. Yeah, nothing extraordinary, just solid. And we'll see, I'm just going to roll through all the 47s now, and I'm sure we'll see them very similarly. Nothing extraordinary, just very solid. Good stuff by Sammy Rogers. The next one is Luke Scalars. At this point, it's starting to rack up ties. If you want to be a top player, there's a good amount of points to be earned by tying a multi-tied record. Ace, you missed the comma. Ace had this thing in the Elite Discord back in the day where he would type Luke, comma, and it would really bother Luke. Because he was basically asking for Luke's attention and then not following it up with anything. So there's a bit of Luke Elite Discord lore for you. This is, again, a very solid run. Oh, that's interesting. The train shot opened. Is this closed train door? Oh, man, that is extraordinary. Closed train door is like, there's this weird thing where you do the train shot and it half completes. So you alert one guard. Right there you can hear the roller door start to go up. And so he alerted one guard, but not both of them. And that isn't necessarily what does it, because sometimes one guard can do it. But the guard warps through the train door, gets to the roller door, and opens the roller door. So it half completes, but the train door is closed. And yeah, it loses about 0.3, so I mean, that is an extraordinary and noteworthy run. Amazing. 47. Wow. Crazy stuff, Luke. Very nice. The next 47 is by Dan Swiss Parker. Dan Swiss Parker. This record was featured in one of the earlier Unhordes, Kapap 3, which took place in late 2017. Can that be right? Capap, I guess so. I guess Capap 3 was late 2017. That's so crazy. One leader came from Europe. He was visiting here. And we watched it on his laptop in a park, Capap 3. Unbelievable. It was quite a moment. Yeah, he has what we call ghost health, 0 health. If he gets hit here, he passes away, but he doesn't. That was an A in the fade. A in the fade. Yeah, so Luke pointed out that his 47 put him to second for the first time. That's a good notable tidbit there as well. So Swiss, it was a Japanese run. Oh, 47. There is a version of this in the Capap movie. They spliced on Henning's end screen and made a joke of it. But the run I had up here was not that run. So, I mean, no big deal. Just a silly in-joke that they featured in the Unhorde. But there's the run anyways, so... Yeah, good stuff from Swiss. And I don't know. It's a good thing. I don't know how Swiss got the nickname Swiss. But he did. Let's take a look at this run. It's by T Positive. T Positive was like a 60th ranked player. But he could get some good times on some levels, and Depot 00 was his specialty. This has, I think, Justin Bieber music in it, so I'm going to have to mute that out during the YouTube edit. But enjoy. It's called Depot 51 World's Worst Luck. Let's take a look.
Oh, no! One of the unluckiest things I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I'll be honest, the run wasn't that unlucky, but, like, this part, he lost a lot of time on leaving the mainframe room. You can, let's, oh, he has a timer at the bottom of the screen. Let me bring it on screen here. Dude, why does the Twitch player cut off? That's crazy. So let's see how long he gets stuck there for. So it's like, he could be out at, like, 15. He lost a solid 2.5, 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, fairly scuffed, but I've seen worse. That's a great way to put it. Reikiath, by the way, is a guy who got Depot 39 within the last month, so he wasn't featured in the SpeedLore episode. I actually pointed it out. In that. I said, "Who's this guy on the rankings?" at the very end, and that's it. So he knows his Depot. Okay, so that run didn't pan out for T Positive. Good dude though. Him and I always got along with our tastes in pop music. So that's always good. And he would eventually get the 47. I believe this is his 47 here. Again, I'm expecting it is a solid run, but not extraordinary. Oh, boosts through. Oh my god. At this point, I had gotten 39 a long time ago with the boosting through the mainframe strategies. And so people knew that that was out there, and that was a good way to do the mainframe room. So he went with that, I'm sure. Depot 0047 by T Positive. Good stuff. Another 47. We're rolling into early 2018. Now, at this point in time, just keep it in mind that the 39 Secret Agent's been tied, and now I'm going for 4600. I'm going for 4600. Let's see. Would this be 46 without the back boost? Mid? Let's see. Where's the back boost? So that back boost there is like pretty normal. A lot of people get back boost there. Oh, back boost there. I don't think it would have been 46 without that. It was solid. It was solid, but it's not the best. It's not like the... I mean, it was a solid run. I just don't think it had 40... I mean, maybe. Maybe. The mainframe room was good with the boost in the mainframe. Yeah, it's possible. I know that he was sort of soft going for 46. And I say that because it's like when you're a player ranked 50th, he might have gone up into the top like 50 or 40 at one point. But it's like if you're going for an untied while other players in the top 10 are going for the untied, you're kind of considered the underdog, understandably. And so he was sort of going for 46, but it was expected that someone else would get it first. But he definitely had potential to get 46. I mean, there's Joris with his analysis. If you got a boost after the mainframe room, could have been 46. So there you go. We got 2 more 47s to watch coming up here. A little bit more than that, actually. But this is a week later. Gus Rio Lowe. Very, very skilled. Very skilled 2.4 player. Gus Rio Lowe would get 47. Let's take a look. Nice headshot. 3 in. 2 out. B completes. That was like as nice as you can draw it up. Grabs the safe. He's in. Oh, A flashes up on screen. Gus Rio Lowe 47. Pretty good. That was probably close to 46. Here we have Carl Jops was on a heater. Absolute heater. At this point, I had been close to 46. This is now February 20. I had definitely been going for 46 for like a few weeks at this point. Four in. So he's using his own mainframe room method. Is 47 so cake he can get it with this run? I guess we'll find out.
What the just happened? Thanks for that excellent boost right at the perfect moment.
It actually worked really well. Up the stairs.
$47 should be. Yeah.
The casual 47. And I mean, that's what 47 became. I mean, look at how tied 47 got. 11 ties. It's very rare for 00 agent records to get 11 ties. I mean, Cradle was kind of an anomaly because it was just such a set level. But on a complex level, I mean, look, no 00 agent. Very few 00 agent records even have 6 or 7 ties. And yet, this one has 11. That's getting a lot. 46 was overdue. 46 was becoming overdue. 50 was untied for a year and a half only. Roughly 1.5 years. But yeah, in combination with his other, actually, yeah, just under 2 years. But Wouter's 51 and 50 were untied 4 years, 4 months. And if you imagine, I mean, think of it. If you imagine the roller door being open with 2.4 control style, the roller door open saving 3 seconds, 47 is equivalent to 50. So like, it shows you how good Wouter's 50 really was. Without 46, this sort of indicates that Wouter's 50 may have stood up until February 2018. That's mighty impressive for a double agent record set in 05. I mean, it's one of those times that really stands up to the test of time with the strategies used. And the thing is, it probably saves more than 3 seconds, because you also don't have to shoot out the screen. Do you remember how you had to shoot out the screen in the earlier runs? Now you do it in the cutscene. So it's like, the new strat might save more than 2 seconds, and that really shows you how insane the 50 was. But speaking of insane, we're about to watch some of my most insane streams of all time. The last time I streamed consistently on a nightly basis going for a new record. Madness, mayhem. It was an interesting time, to say the least. Let's start it out by watching this run. In the zone, guys. This is good. It's happening. It's happening here. Oh yeah, Philippoussis is the other one. That's true. It's a shame Leighton Hewitt never could win the Aussie Open, man. Just Federer came along and just no dice for anybody. Come on. Let's go, baby. Come on. No way. It's 47 now. Complete, you idiot! Oh my god, okay! Ah! It's probably not 46. It's probably a 47 dupe. Oh! That was really close. That was really close, man. I just had like one too many shots in that armory. I've kind of lost my armory touch, so I think we'll practice it for the rest of the stream. It's true. It's true. I mean, look at this. 30 bullets. I missed my first bullet shot. It might not have been 46 still, but like, I literally missed that first bullet shot. And that might have been the difference. How would GoldenEye history have been different if I hit that shot? You know, it's funny seeing Samo Sammy and Rekiath in here saying that this is the level that got them into streaming GoldenEye. Like, it's funny, I've been obviously streaming and doing GoldenEye content for 7.5 years now, so it's funny seeing people across various scopes of time say that was the moment, or this was the moment, or whatever. It's kind of funny, that's for sure. So these are some of the newest possible moments you could have seen me stream and been inspired to pick up yourself, but there you go. Okay, this run is insane. I don't know what order all these vids were in. You know, the Twitch highlights aren't very good at you can't find the date on the Twitch highlight unless you go to the screen where they're all listed and hover. So I don't know what order all these runs were in, but I know that they were all in like late January, early February to mid-February 2018. This one is nuts. This one should have been it. This one is dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Corey Meyer. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Corey, I wish I had a better news run for you, but it's a crazy one. No matter what happens.
Yeah, exactly, real boy. Here we go.
I mean, these were insane times in the stream. There was this dude,
Remarkable.
the Channel Raiders, who was in the chat. I don't know what or who he was, but he would come in and he donated like over $1,000 in Twitch bits, which would have cost him like $1,500 to do. And he was telling me to get a new chair, and I did get the new chair from IKEA. I can see it there. It's the same one I have now. But just bizarre times on stream.
Miss the key.
Bizarre times on my stream. Yeah, now watch this though. This I should have picked up the key. I should have picked up the key.
Of course I gotta clean fucking... Miss the key. Unbelievable, dude.
Missed the key.
This might be 46 space filled key.
Beautiful armory, ammo dump.
That should complete, actually. Oh my god, it's gonna be a 46 failed key.
Would have picked
This
up
is actually unbelievable.
Would have picked up the documents.
The boost. A completed. Oh my god, is this 46? I honestly don't want to look. Oh, at least I have a sort of legit fail now. Well then.
Based on my optimism there, I imagine this was fairly early into my 46 attempts. Well, did Rakieth not think it was usually, oh, fake pace? No, that was a legit. I easily, like, dude, I easily could have grabbed the key there. It was like bad luck. Like, sometimes you just get bad leg luck, and you don't get the key. But that was an insane run. Okay, here's another run.
Apex Predator, right?
We're talking about hippopotamuses being apex predators or not being. I mean, we used to have interesting discussions for sure. Headshot. I got good at that headshot. 4 in. Yep, you see that?
Give me a boost, baby.
So that was the guaranteed complete strat. 4 in, and then 5 into the face of the other mainframe.
That was a little bit too slow for 46, I think.
A little bit too slow for... I mean, the thing...
The rest.
The mainframe strat, the guaranteed complete strat, isn't that fast. There's faster out there. That's why I needed a perfect ammo dump. And I guess I felt it was a couple frames too slow.
The sidestep!
The sidestep!
Oh my god, oh my god. Is this gonna be a fucking 47 dupe with the fucking sidestep troll?
It may not have been 46 without the sidestep, but like, that hurts. It's an additional thing that's like...
Oh my god, dude. Oh, f***. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's my 4th 47.
That's unfortunate. Let's take a look at the ammo dump here.
That was a little bit too slow before.
It was a decent ammo dump, but that one, the 46, was even better. Yeah. Let's take a look at this run.
It's good in the goose pond. Just chilling, man. Just playing some. We're getting some decent runs, man.
Dude, I remember the stream listening to the Mario Party 1, Mario's Rainbow Castle. Or Minigame Island. I just wanted really positive vibes, and I mean, wow.
So hopefully getting 46, and then gonna delete some WADs and shit, I guess. come on. Oh, oh my god.
That was a topper. That was a topper.
What? Please complete. It failed. My life. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was fully legit. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was just bad luck. That was literally just bad luck on the ammo dump. I did nothing wrong. I played it f***ing perfectly. Oh my god, if that completed that, oh my god, dude.
Well, it's not fair to say I did nothing wrong, but like, we've seen ammo dumps shot at the top complete today. We have seen them. So even though it would have had a better chance on the front face of the box, it still could have completed. We've seen ammo dumps like that complete. And so, I could have got 46. That feels bad, man. This run could have been 46, Double Agent Untied World Record. How would that have changed the world? How would that have changed my life? I don't know. But you know what? You can't cry over spilled milk.
I'm really pumped about my computer getting clean like that.
Let's watch another run. I've thought about going for this time, but by the end of this episode, you'll see why there's kind of no point. That was an awful mainframe room. Awful. It was like very slow.
That's 6 shots, god damn it.
6 shots into the ammo dump. I mean, you could see why I was like, I better go for 46. Because these runs were not the best runs of the century.
It's a 47 dupe.
A completing the fade.
It's my 5th 47 dupe.
I've been playing 4 hours that night.
At least we're duping them, man.
At least we're duping them. This run is particularly crazy and interesting. Nothing huge has come of this run since, but it shows potential, we'll say. This run is so interesting and so remarkable, in fact, it's dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, 4-Day Bender. Thank you, 4-Day Bender, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Remarkable. Let's take a look at this run. What was that? That was like the fanfare. Da, 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 da. Mario Kart. I think I want to watch the Mario Kart credits. What an insane song to put on. Two. No, mainframes didn't complete. The rocket shot! Oh my god, it's remarkable!
Oh, 46 fail with the rocket shot. I think that's legit. I honestly think that's a legit fail. The rocket shot is so hard and rare. I'm definitely going to highlight that one. Like, I'm pretty sure that counts as a legit fail because it could have completed, theoretically. Like, B definitely could have, and A, I guess, could have.
I mean, that's the thing, is it is a legit... I mean, we've seen earlier this episode a rocket shot complete, and so it could have completed, and certainly the mainframes could have completed. It was a fair attempt at the mainframe room. There was nothing wrong with the mainframe room. 1, 2 in, and then 2 more, and 4, like 4 and 2, that could complete easily. And so this could have been 46. I think because B didn't complete, and we were memeing up the rocket shot a little bit, that's why I went for it. But yeah, I mean, there you go. Very interesting run. And we got one more.
Lanker, leg. Wanker, lanker, lager, leg.
They get mad at me for how I pronounce the word leg, you see? You'll find out in less than 30 minutes, Quevedo, I would say. Boosted through.
Terrible.
It wasn't that good. It was a really weird kind of figure eight I did through the desks. Not exactly ideal. How do you say it, Harsar? Log? The game is logging? Like, I don't think so. Leg. The game's lagging. No! A back boost. I don't think it was 46 anyways.
47 back boost.
But the back boost is kind of brutal. Getting a 47 back boost feels like what if, what if it wasn't a back boost?
Oh my god. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you actually kidding me?
The depot may have defeated Goose. Yeah, I mean, I streamed a lot for 46. I could have got it, but I didn't. I wish I had something more insightful to say about my 46 attempts in January, February 2018. Obviously, I wasn't in the best headspace at the time, that's for sure. Twitch announced they were going to clamp down and have stricter rules. And I don't think I was breaking any rules on Twitch necessarily. I was sometimes chirping people and whatnot, and they were going to clamp down on bullying and toxicity. I think on Twitch I was keeping things pretty reasonable, but certainly other parts of my social media I was not. And that was weighing on me, not just because I was worried Twitch was going to get mad, but just because being toxic isn't a good mind space to be in. And yeah, no, it certainly took me a while to figure that out, but I mean, hey, I think a lot of us watching SpeedLore now know where we stand today, and it's a much better headspace to be in. Maybe with that being said, streams would be much nicer nowadays. So yeah, certainly wasn't in the best mindset back then, and that was a big reason why I stopped streaming for times. I still came on and streamed the SpeedLore, and I've always enjoyed doing that, and that's always been a positive, productive kind of life's work. But all that nonsense and BS and toxicity was why, a big part of why I just stopped wanting to go for records on stream. But I would say that 2 years later now we have got it sorted out. And so who knows what tomorrow will bring. Who knows? Live and learn, and tomorrow's a new day. And I mean, I would really say, I mean, I know it seems inconsequential, but I would really say that being in that bad mind space was a big reason why I couldn't clutch out the 46. I really think so. I failed in more ways than one. And I think, I want to say February 18 was my last stream. I kind of have the 17 or 18 of February as like the date in my mind where I didn't stream again because Twitch was going to implement these new rules, and they actually bumped it back by another month. So I could have kept streaming, but I was just mentally checked out from streaming at that point. And so the door was wide open for Carl Jobs to come along and get the Untied. And he was on a heater, obviously. It was only a couple months earlier when he got Dan 52 and Archives 15. And he had gotten Egypt 44. And, I mean, what else can you say? Depot 46 was on the table.
These punk rockers aren't like rocket scientists.
Wait, what's that thing? Alert box loop.
4 bullets. That's the Carl method.
I got a really bad boost into the table then.
It looked like he was going to get a boost out of there.
Oh!
It was kind of a message, jagged ending.
Oh! Yes!
Did you get a time?
Oh, I'm a champion! I am a champion! Number 1! Yes! Yes!
Very loud, Vic.
Huh?
Congrats. This is the first time ever I'm here when you've got a time.
Huh?
This is the first time ever I'm here when you get a good time. Lift me up.
God, I'm fucking good. I am fucking good. Holy shit.
Check off.
Dude, what a champion.
Didn't even see that coming, have you?
No one saw it coming.
Ralph literally just missed it, hey?
You did. Oh, shit.
I mean, you can't say otherwise. He was a hot player at the time. He was playing well. And that's kind of what happens when you're playing super well, is that when an Untied is out there for the taking, and it's like, oh, the strategies have caught up to the level in such a way that it's due, it's overdue. You know, when you're playing really, really well, you're going to be the guy to grab that time before anyone else does. And he did it. And great Untied by Carl. And, yeah, I mean, obviously he kept playing through 2018 and to 2019. But since then he's kind of chilled out. So this was kind of on his way up. And I mean, he's still on the way up, but just not in gameplay, we'll say. And what I always find notable with this video is that, like, he obviously has his wife, the lovely Doris, on stream there. This was 2 months after his damn 52. And he would get, you know, that thing blew up big, right? So he would get ignorant comments on it like, oh, I bet you're a crazy virgin, you've never been outside in 30 years, still playing GoldenEye, right? And never kissed a girl, never touched. That's what people thought of him. And I think that's why he kind of, like, tongue-in-cheek wanted her on stream a little bit after that, and he was able to get an Untied with her on stream to kind of show it up. And it was, I remember his Archives 15 had some comments like that too, and she actually came in at the end of Archives 15 and people obviously didn't watch to the end and made those comments, which is pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, little would they know that the Damn 52 was the beginning of his trajectory upwards. He would use that fame, that established presence as a gamer, to build his YouTube channel, and now he makes more money in a month than these commentators make in 2 or 3 years probably. So, I mean, hey, he did well. He won the game, I would say. He's certainly winning the game, and this was a part of that trajectory upwards, Depot 46 by Carl Jobs. So, a great run, and just as we would expect, he came up with his own mainframe room strategy, which worked out well for him. Let's see this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So similar to me, but instead of boosting through in right strafe, he boosted through in left strafe, and that way he was stayed in left strafe the whole time. He found this out to be a good method, and it worked out for him. So that's what got him Depot 46. Good stuff. Great record. And, yeah, very, very cool, very cute. It would stay untied for over 1 year. However, in October 2019, there was an unhoard called K4. And in K4, we were presented this speedrun by Wouter Reclaw, Daniel Coelho. You know, Reykjavik, I actually got a run with it. And, it was slower than I got like a 40 dupe with it, and I was kind of mad. I was like, wow, that felt like it should have been 39. So yeah, I don't know. Red Clemens, that's a funny name. I mean, I do see how Wouter, the name sounds similar to Wouter, the way like Mark pronounces Wouter. I can see it. Someone mentioned that earlier. 4 and 1. Dude, that was the most perfect mainframe I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. 4 and 1, barely edging it, and then he just had to do 4 into the second mainframe, and it was the guaranteed completion. That was just beautiful. That was like actually insane. Train shot with the D5K is not something I ever like found myself able to do. Church is a preference thing. A completes in the fade. Depot 0046. Very nice by Wouter. He had actually achieved this in May 2019, but it was hoarded until October. Also unhoarded in K4. Another gentleman by the name of Joris Quevedo of La République de France was in the hoard and unhoarded this speedrun. Another Depot 00 agent 46. He kind of missed the gate press. 4 in key. Dude, what is up? Man, these mainframe rooms are insane. These mainframe rooms are absolutely insane. That was a bit of a close top. It was like on the top surface, but close to the front face. Nice train shot. I didn't know that holding out... It makes so much sense. Holding out the D5K is less laggy. This, like, I could get 46 now, I honestly believe. A very kind of whoop-de-doo ending. Oh, that makes sense. Went for... I see. That makes sense, Joris. Went for an insane gate. Insane gate. Un gate incroyable. How do you say gate in French? Yeah, missed the B press. I mean, look how insane this is, though. It's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Key, and that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the fifth one in that face will always blow up do 1 bullet of damage to the one beside it, and so since it had 4 in it, it blows up. It blows up. Beautiful. Beautiful run. Beautiful run. I do speak French, I just don't know every single word, unfortunately. La Barrière. Yeah, La Barrière. That's right. That would make sense. You think this is the best strat for 00? I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Huh. What a crazy run. And, so Joris, in his comment, Joris has these funny thumbnails always on his PR videos. He says, my first ever sweep, so he got 300 points on the stage. Really overrated world record. Let's see the reaction. I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh.
I think about a screenshot. Almost missed safe. Oh, come on! Oh my god. Come on.
This is it?
So, when the guys hoard, they usually are, like, in voice chat all day, talking like, oh, I got this run, I got this run. It's, chatting, keeping each other company, because they're not posting actively all their times on the rankings. They don't get, the validation, the hype that way. So they need a few friends to confide in, and that's how you come together and hoard it up. I'm surprised he was giving commentary on his run, though, as he was, oh, I got the train shot, oh, I got the safe.
Maybe, I don't know. I got stuck on the gate at the start, but I got it, so I don't know. Oh my god, this is gonna be so close. Oh! Yes!
You got it?
Oh my god, yes!
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
That's right, dude.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. I f***ing kicked it.
Sounds like Ricky the Rixer in the background.
Oh my god. My first f***ing sweep in the game, I'm so
Oh my
happy right
God.
now. That was an insane session, I could feel it coming. That was so amazing. Oh my god. Cooked session.
Hell yeah,
Oh my
dude.
god. I'm just gonna check if the recording is fine. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So good
dude.
this run.
Time to ping the boys.
I f***ing caked it. Oh my god. That was like a what? Less than 10 hours time. Easily less than 10 hours.
Wow.
Oh my god. So good. I'm fucking on fire on GoldenEye. Oh my god. Beautiful. Oh my god. Fucking caked it. Nice.
You did, yeah. It's amazing.
And I want to rewatch this one. It's like on the gate.
That's a cool little reaction to throw in there. That's nice, man. That was cool to listen to. So, yeah, so Carl went from his Untied being Untied for, over a year and a half to 2 guys revealing they had achieved the time in the K4 on Horde in October 2019. But, I mean, he has other Untieds, so I'm sure he wasn't heartbroken about it. A couple weeks later, another gentleman, Gus Rio Lowe, remember that? We watched his 47. Gus Rio Lowe would achieve this time. I think this has an insane mainframe. I think this has, like, the best mainframe room. It's, like, 4 shots plus 1, maybe. Or was that Wotus's just now? But, I mean, look, it's a good run. Gus is a good player. Yeah, 5 in, a little bit of a stuck, the key from the other side, a back boost, the guards shoot out the whole mainframe. Oh my god, this is insane. Insane box. Stays in right strafe further than most people. Shoots out the guard. Up the stairs. Grabs the safe. Opens the door. Down in right strafe. Man, these endings are so jagged, guys. Holy smokes, 46 complete. Very nice stuff from Gus. Now, Gus is a pretty good player. You know, he's achieved a lot of untied records. Archives, Surface 1. He's ranked 9th right now, pretty solid. Gus, for some reason, was like, yeah, 46 is free. I guess that's why. Gus is like, I wonder about 45. Gus wondered and wondered and thought, I'm going to go for it. Crazy, right? Who would go for 45? I mean, only 4 people have 46. I didn't know he was going for it. I honestly didn't know Gus was going for it. Let's watch this shot. Let's watch this run. It's insane. Boost, headshot, 1-in-1. That was like a my style mainframe room. Boost. A boost. Stays in right very, very far. Missed the train shot. Missed the train shot. Loses 3 seconds. .48 Depot 00. Missed train shot. Losing 3 seconds. Insane. Kind of indicates 45 is possible. And, like, that mainframe room wasn't even... Like, it was a really clean mainframe room, but it feels like getting a boost through the mainframe is more insane. I guess his dumps are really good. Gus is, like, the best at using 2.4 control style in the whole community, I would say. I think most would agree. So, his strafing is just so natural with the 2 controllers. And, I mean, that's one thing we didn't really see tonight. You know, we think back to the Brandon Sanford run, where he didn't even go for the train shot. The train shot is really hard to hit. I mean, look how many frames you get due to the lag. How many frames do they shoot it? Like, 1? That's it. It's a 1-frame window because of the lag. And so it's not easy at all to time it and get the shot. If you were to watch sessions of Depot 00, you would see tons and tons of failed train shots because the ammo dump makes it so laggy. So this is just par for the course. And, yeah, I mean, I feel like I did a good job tonight at demonstrating how hard it is to get a run altogether with all the things that can go wrong. But this just further nails it, I would say. Here's another Gus Rio Lowe run. Wow. Nice boost. That was like a pretty lag. You could feel the lag on those shots. He didn't have a D5K. Missed the B press at that door. Gets stuck on the stairs. The title of this video is called Horrendous 47. But so I mean, Gus was I found a run. I didn't show it tonight because the background audio was me watching tennis. It was the 2018 Australian Open, but it was like a 46 quit out at the ending gate, which is 45 pace. So most of the guys playing it, Wotus, Gus, Joris, myself, we all had 45 pace runs, but you just wouldn't think one would complete it. You know, you wouldn't think anyone would go and complete 45. But that's where you're wrong. Because on February 21st, 2020, current era, Gus Rio Lowe went out there and got this insane speedrun. So he lures that guard to a position to boost him forward. That's intentional. Just runs in, gets the key, and leaves. Hopes they complete the mainframe. Gets another boost. I know, he really does. It's insane, Samo. It's insane. So he's learned the D5K strat. Less laggy. I honestly didn't know that. That's, like, if I go for 46, that'll help. This is just basically as perfect of a run as you can possibly get. 45 seconds. Depot 00 agent. Where it remains untied. There's Depot 00 for you. Gus Rio Lowe, 45 untied. Only 3 people have 46. That is an absolutely insane run. Insane. Now, I should show this. In the SpeedLore topic, Joris, who does such a great job at compiling all these records, writes this. About 44, I think it's even crazier than 38 SA right now. Even though we knew 45 was doable for a long time, it could have been untied by a bunch of people. It's an insane time. I don't think we can get near 44 for now. So what's interesting, though, is that, like I said earlier, the difference between Secret and 00 Agent has almost always been 7 seconds. You know, if we look over here, it's like, you know, 43 was set in 2005, so was 50. 40 was set in 2013, so was 47. 39 in 2015, 46 a bit later. But like, you generally see 7 seconds apart. So if 45 is done now, does this indicate that 38 will happen soon on Secret Agent? And it probably does. But at the same time, it's like 38 needs an absolutely insane mainframe room, whereas on 00 Agent, there's the additional time to be made up in the ammo dump. So it's like you can gain... You know, there's places to make up time. On 00, you have both the mainframe room and the ammo dump. On Secret Agent, you only have the mainframe room. So, I mean, this implies 40... It implies 38 should happen. But, hey, it's GoldenEye, it's speedrunning, it's tough. You never know when something is or isn't going to happen. Now, let's once again show a couple things to think about as we end the stream and as we end the SpeedLore. For one, last episode we learned that the door warp on Secret and 00 Agent saves about a second. Would it save the full second by on 00, which is super laggy? Probably not. It probably wouldn't save that full second. But, like, maybe there's a full second out there to be saved. Here's an additional run. Gus posted in the SpeedLore topic. Okay, let's watch this additional run. Okay. Beautiful boost. Beautiful headshot. 3-in-1. Insane keep. This was the best mainframe room in the history of GoldenEye, I would say. That was so fast. Objective B didn't complete, sadly. 5 shots in. A boost on his way out. This run is like... beyond words. Missed the train shot, sadly. Get the safe content. Opens the roller door. A completes. He's in. It's a failed run. 47 failed, missed train shot. The train shot and the roller door open saves nearly 3 seconds. Is this the run that proves that Depot 0044 is possible? You know, is 44 possible? And then again, remember this from earlier? Remember Arakiath, Charles Bayard with the rocket shot? The rocket shot completing? Might the rocket shot save a full second? Objective A completed. Is Depot 43 possible? And then, along with the warp comparison, is Depot 42 possible? I mean, look, it's a bit of a stretch, for sure. The tool-assisted speedrun does actually get 42. And I mean, obviously, those aren't great comparisons. The tool-assisted speedrun uses the rocket shot, but not the warp at the end. So, I mean, look, 45 is absolutely insane. It is as good as it looks. It's a great run. People weren't expecting it to happen. But, and I wouldn't even say the time is unoptimized. It's like me saying you might be able to theoretically save 3 seconds because we've seen a 44 pace run, sort of, with that 47 missed train shot. So 44 pace run, plus the 1 second save on the rocket shot, plus the 1 second save on the warp. 42. We know Silo 00, Aztec 00, these other times, we know you could save 3 seconds there as well. But it's because you can really visibly see the time save on Depot that makes it super notable. But yeah, I don't want to get super far ahead of ourselves. I mean, like I said, I threw out the possibility of Depot 22 on Agent, even though it's almost never going to happen. But it is interesting to think about where these theoretical times land. So is something like a 42 possible on Depot 00? I mean, maybe by the year 2500, maybe, if people are still speedrunning the game by then. But at this rate, it seems like they will. So, yeah, that's Depot 00. I mean, that was a cool look at the evolution of this stage. And I mean, the mainframe room now is literally get in, get the key, and just pray that it completes. And that's, I mean, we went from like 47, 46. It was fairly consistent mainframe room strats that completed like every few minutes. This completes not as often. And then we saw how tough the ammo dump is. We've seen how hard the train shot is. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with that newsroom. You could have the top 5 players playing Depot 00 for 5 years straight, and 43 probably won't happen. I agree. But it's like, technically, it's out there. In the game's code, in the game's ability, something like that might be out there, all things considered. But that should not take away from Gus Rio Lowe's amazing Depot 0045. So there is the story, my friends, of Depot 00 Agent. And along with episode 2 and episode 29, this is the full, complete story of Depot. And not much has changed in any of those episodes since we've done them, so this feels like a very full, complete recount of the level for now. But of course, who knows what stories will be told tomorrow, next week, or in 100 years. A special thanks to all the SpeedLore legends on Patreon for supporting the series. I was kind of expecting people to flee and cut out these subscriptions and whatnot, given the current state of things. but there are just as many new names as any. So thank you very much. Your support is always appreciated. But hey, if you do need to chill out and put yourself number one, do it up, because it's what I would want you to do. I'm doing fine over here for now, knock on wood. And all that being said, I'll be here making videos, presenting SpeedLores, up until they turn the power off and the internet off. So I'm going to be here. Don't worry about me. I'm going to keep doing what I do. Thanks to you for watching, enjoying, and learning about the history of GoldenEye speedrunning. Stay true, my friends, and good night.